Hello everyone, so today I am going to talk about Unit 11, Prepositions of Place and Movement. And these are the three areas that I am going to cover. The first one is prepositions of place, some common prepositions of place, and then some other prepositions of place, together with the prepositions of movement. Okay, so movement is just like action. Okay, first of all, prepositions of place. Prepositions of place. We usually use in, at, and on for places. Okay, so when do we use in? We use in to mean inside. Just like my grandparents go for a walk in the park every morning. That means my grandparents go for a walk inside the park every morning. So where is my brother? My brother is in his room. Means my brother is inside his room. Okay? Okay, so we also use in with these with these words. Just like in the photo, in the city, in the water, in the sky, in the new territories. So besides the above ones that we have to add the, okay, and then for the remaining ones, in bed, in prison, and when you want to talk about the name of that road, in King's Road, in Hong Kong, okay, so in the cities and countries. In line 3, when you do reading, okay, so you always see questions like this in line 3. So in paragraph number 9. Okay, so after talking about in, so let's talk about at. So we use at to talk about a specific place. For example, that place, that specific place, at the bus stop, at the traffic lights. She stood at the water cooler to fill her cup. Okay, at a specific place, that place. Okay, specifically. And we can also use at with all these words. So we say at the, okay, something, at the cinema, at the restaurant, at the entrance to the tunnel, at the top of the page, at the bottom of the page, at the back of the house, at the front of the house when we are talking about the location, okay? At the back of the house, at the front of the house, at the back of the building, at the front of the building, okay? And then we use our at, adding the article, okay? R or N, okay, with these words. At a match, at a meeting, at an event, at a performance. Okay? And then we use at with these words without adding any articles. We say at home. Where are you? I'm at home. We don't say at the home. We don't say in home. We say at home. Okay, so look at this one. If you have got the number here, okay, number here as well, we have to use at. At 42 King's Road. If there is no number here, okay, if there is no number here, so we have to use in. We say in King's Road, but at 42 King's Road. Okay? At my aunt's office. At his office. Okay, and then lastly, we use on to talk about the place above a service. For example, there is a letter on the desk. She hung the picture on the wall. On the wall. And we also say he sailed the boat on the water all afternoon. He drove carefully on the wet highway. Okay, it means like if you just ignore the adjective here, on the highway. Okay, so we are using on to talk about the place above a surface. Okay? We can also use on the with these words. On the right, on the left. Okay, so what about where you live? Okay, I live on the 28th floor. Okay, I am on the phone. I'm talking to someone else. Okay, on the ceiling, and then you can see something there. So there is a spider on the ceiling. Okay, I'm so scared, for example. And then we use on a train. Okay, so the public transportation, and then on a bicycle, on a bus, on a chair, on a ship. And then with an, so this is the very common example here, on an aeroplane. And then with just on, without any articles in between, so we can say on top of. Okay, on page 15. So you can find the answer on page 15. And then for the outlying island, so this is one of the outlying island in Hong Kong, on Lantau Island, on Landmark Island, on Cheung Chau. Okay, so he is on leave. That means he is not at work, so he is not in the office, so he's on leave. Maybe he's on sick leave. Okay, if he is sick. Okay, so pay attention. Okay, so pay attention to the usages of at and in these cases. So we say we had dinner at Moon River restaurant last night, but if we are just talking about the building itself, okay, we have to use in instead of at. Okay, so rather than its function. So why do we use at here? Okay, why do we use at here? Because we had dinner. So the function of this building, of this place, okay, is that this is a place for us to have dinner. It serves meals, okay? And then when we want to talk about the building itself, so we have to say in the building instead of at the building. If you are not talking about the function, if you are just describing something that you can find in that building, so we have to use in. Just like there are 2 fire escapes in the building, but not at the building. Okay? Okay, so another point that you have to pay attention to is that we have to use in with cars, but on with public transport. I left my bag in Mr. Chan's car, but I left my bag on the bus. Okay? So for the actually, these are the prepositions. Okay, these are the prepositions of movements. We get in the car or we get into the car. So the opposite will be out of. Into, and then the opposite, out of. Okay, but then, okay, for the bus, for the public transportation, so we have to use on and off. I get on the bus, I get off the bus. Okay, I get off the bus. So what about you want to talk about the location of something. Okay, the location of something. For example, there is a cat in the back of the car or in the front of the car. However, if this is a building, we have to use at instead of in. Okay, at the back of the building, at the front of the building. So pay attention to the differences between them. Okay, so do not mix them up. Okay, here. So you can also find this map, okay, or in your in the grammar book on page 105. Okay, so take a look at these different places. So we have got a bookshop here, and then we have got a pharmacy here. A pharmacy is the place where you can buy some kind of medicines. Okay, and then there is a supermarket here, a cinema here, and a fast food restaurant here. So besides that, you can also find a bus stop here. So how do we describe the locations, okay, of these different places, okay, of these different places? For example, if I want to talk about the pharmacy first. So we say the pharmacy is between. So when we want to use between, we have to use and at the same time. Between A and B, okay? Between the bookshop and the supermarkets. We can also say that the pharmacy is next to the bookshop, which means it is also correct to say that the pharmacy is next to the supermarket. It's okay too, of course. Okay, so where is the bus stop? The bus stop is in front of the supermarkets. Okay, so in front of the supermarket. And that's why if the bus stop is in front of the supermarket, which means the supermarket is right behind the bus stop. Okay? And you can also say that the bus stop is near the pharmacy. Near the pharmacy. Okay? So other descriptions, if you really want to describe the different locations of the places here on this map. So what about the cinema? Where is the cinema? So the cinema is across from the supermarket, or you can use the word opposite. But if pay attention, if you really want to use the word opposite, we just use the word opposite. We don't say it's opposite of the supermarket, it's opposite to the supermarket. No. Okay, we just say it's opposite. A is opposite B. Okay, A is opposite B. And then there is a fast food restaurant at or on the corner of the streets. Of course, okay, if you really want to use at the corner of the street or on the corner of the street, you can also use it with the cinema, you can also use it with the bookshop, you can also use it with the supermarket, because they are also at the corner or on the corner of the street. So let's see how you want to, which prepositions of place you want to use. Okay? Okay, and then I would like to talk about prepositions of movements. Okay, so prepositions of movements. So please take a look at this photo. Okay, you can find this photo on page 106 of your grammar book. Okay, so as you can see, the first one, some people are walking across the street. I am talking about these two persons. Okay, so across the street. Okay, so from somewhere here, okay, to somewhere here for the man, and then for the lady here, so from somewhere here and then to somewhere here. Okay, and then we have another sentence. Okay, another sentence here. So a woman and her daughter. Okay, a woman and her daughter. Actually, I am talking about these two. Okay, these two persons are walking into the cake shop. Are walking into the cake shop. That means from outside to inside. And then at the same time, so you can see a man here. Okay, so at the same time, you can see a man here, and the man here is actually walking out of it. For the it here, I am talking about the cake shop. Out of it means from inside to outside. Okay? And what about the schoolgirls? You can see some schoolgirls. Okay? You can see three schoolgirls. These three schoolgirls. They are walking past the cake shop. So they are walking past the cake shop, and then at the same time, you have got a girl here. Another girl is running towards them. Okay? So it's running towards the three girls who are walking past the cake shop. Alright? Okay, so some other sentences that you can form, okay, so when you want to describe this photo. So we are talking about the people, okay, so the people on the footbridge. So we have got some people are walking up the steps, okay, from the footbridge, and the others are walking down the steps on the other side of the footbridge. Okay, we have got up and the opposite, down, up and down. And then, can you see a cat here? Okay, can you see a cat here? Okay, so the gray cat, the cat is jumping onto the litter bin. Okay, so while another cat, you have got the white one, is jumping off it. So we have got onto and then we have got off. Still remember the example that we talked about before about the bus? People get on the bus, okay, get on the bus or get onto the bus. Okay, and then people get off the bus. Okay, onto, and then we have got off here. Okay, for the two cats. Alright, okay, and then we have the bus is driving along the streets. I'm talking about this one. Okay, the bus is driving along the streets. And then we see a minibus here. So the minibus is turning around the corner. Okay, so the minibus is turning around the corner somewhere here. Okay? So these are the very common prepositions of movement that you will see and that you will use. And now I would like to show you, okay? So I would like to complete some of the questions of the grammar practice in your book with you. Okay, and then for the remaining ones, so please complete them on your own. Okay? Okay, the first one. The town where my grandparents live is near a river. It is accessible. Actually, for this one, if we are talking about the means of transport, that means how. Okay, you get there. How you get there. So we have to use by boat. Okay, just like how do you go to school? I go to school by bus. I go to school by minibus. I go to school by MTR. Okay, but I never take a boat there. My uncle sometimes takes me in. Okay, we have got his car, his private car, so we have to use in his private car. But I usually go there, so same here. Okay, the means of transport, and then we have to use I usually go there by bus. By bus. Okay? Okay? Okay, and then another question here. Want to show you. So there is a villa. If we want to talk about the top of something, we have to say at the top of the hill where I live. There is a villa. It's just like there is a very big house. Okay? If I'm talking about it, actually I'm talking about the villa, which means this is a building. If you really want to talk about like what you can see, what you can find. Okay? So I mean the location of something. So we have to say at the front of the building. What can you find? There is a garden with beautiful flowers. If we have got at the front of the building and then the back, okay, the things that you can find at the back. At the back, there is a shed used for storing gardening tools. And there are other villas, there are some other very big houses on the sides. And at the foot of the hill. We have got at the top of the hill, and then we have got at the foot of the hill. Okay? None, however, is as beautiful as the one at the top, which means, okay, I'm telling you that my villa, okay, my house is the most beautiful one. So this is what the writer wants to tell you, okay? So please complete the other exercises in your grammar book, all right?